Hey there, I'm Joule with Sounding Circles, sharing sounding exercises for wellness and well-being. This exercise is called Eat the Cookie. In my work with Sounding Circles, I create these massive play shops for adults that allow adults to go back to a state of childlike play and wonder. But I have to say that I have a very low cheese tolerance. Now, that's not to say that I'm lactose intolerant. It's to say that I don't really like cheesy music, cheesy TV, cheesy anything. Things that are surface level, it just makes me crazy. And in the self-help and new age world, there is a lot of really well-intentioned cheesiness. You know what I'm talking about. These circles where people gather together and let's hold hands and let's become one and let's sing songs, kumbaya, and it just smacks of bullshit. Surface level exercises, gatherings, meditations really aren't going to take people to that deep place they need to go in order to bring forward some personal or collective transformation. So what is the antidote to the surface level cheesiness, you may ask? I'll tell you what I think. I believe it is real, deep, zany, crazy humor. It's the guffaw. It is the laugh that bursts forth from your body and there's no way to contain it. That kind of mirth plugs straight down into the center of the earth. And it plugs us into what is real. It cuts through all bullshit because our bodies are filled up with real, authentic laughter that is infectious. Now, everyone's sense of humor is different, so there's no way to create a funny situation that is going to be humorous for everybody. But there is a way to facilitate groups and to facilitate sound in a way that opens things up for safe play and allows us to go back to that place of childlike wonder where everything was possible. It's a way of holding space to allow laughter and mirth to come through spontaneously. There's a chapter in the book I'm writing on sounding circles called Holy Foolery. The idea of holy foolery comes from the Eastern Orthodox Church, in which certain individuals, after joining the monastic order and giving up all of their worldly possessions, would display shockingly unconventional behavior to challenge accepted norms. Its practitioners feign madness in order to secretly provide the public with spiritual guidance. I loosely apply this notion to working with sound through accessing states of profound play with our voices and energy. Sometimes the silliest things that we can do with our voices and with our bodies bring forth the possibility for the greatest self-transformation. And I think that when we're able to go into this state of holy foolery, we're able to cut through the ego and all these ideas of what we should be or we could be, all these boxes that we put ourselves in, and we're back at a childlike state of pure fun and joy. In my YouTube channel launch video, I shared with you all how I was able to connect it to my little girl self through a session of guided imagery and music. In order to hear that story, you're going to have to go back and watch the first video. But in that story, I shared how I connected with her, and she had a sound exercise she wanted to share with me, and she wanted me to share it with all of you. So during the sound journey, my little girl self leaned over and whispered in my ear, "Remember Cookie Monster?" And I laughed because I thought, oh, yes, what an embodiment of the holy fool archetype. Anyone born in the 1970s on got to experience Sesame Street as a child. And anyone born before that, I'm sure, had the opportunity to sit down with a child and enjoy Sesame Street. So we all know Jim Henson's Muppets, and they're all a part of the collective consciousness. These are really archetypal characters that we all have a connection to. And so we all know the sound that Cookie Monster makes when he is devouring cookies. It's a universal vocal sound. Nom 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 nom. That is a totally recognized piece of sound art that brings up total abandonment to enjoyment. So now we're right smack in the middle of the holiday season, and I'm sure all of you have experienced having to eat or succumbing to eat food that feels good in the moment but doesn't ultimately make your body feel good. Often we've craved these foods even though we've taken vows we wouldn't eat them. And family and friends often shame us into eating things that will not make us feel good afterwards. Take this cookie, for example. Now, I have a sensitivity to gluten, and I do my best to avoid sugar. So if I were to eat this cookie right now, I would feel some momentary pleasure, but I wouldn't feel that great afterwards. Sugar is more addictive than cocaine, actually, so pretty much every single one of us is addicted to sugar. And when we're having these sugar cravings or these cravings for overeating during the holidays, we have to ask ourselves, what are we really craving? What are we really hungry for? So often we have these memories, these nostalgic memories that are associated with our childhoods or holidays past, and they're all tied to food and eating and overindulgence. And so we have to ask ourselves, what are we really craving? Is it nostalgia? Is there another way that hunger could be fed? Is it spending time with children or looking at nostalgic photos? Is it sitting down and imagining eating a gingerbread house? Tasting it, imagining it, chewing it, without actually eating the food. Here's the thing, your brain doesn't actually know the difference between if you're really experiencing something and virtually experiencing something. So you can give yourself that same happy hit by mindfully sitting in meditation, imagining and visualizing enjoying something without actually consuming it. Or you can take the Cookie Monster approach and eat the cookie in the following way. Okay, so you've probably figured out by now we can't actually eat the cookie and swallow it without taking on any calories. But you can eat the cookie just like a Muppet and take in all of the pleasure and sweetness and reward that you would have enjoyed if you'd actually eaten it. So try this. The next time you're at a holiday gathering and a friend or family member tries to shame you into eating something that you know is not in your highest good, and they're saying things like, come on, you know you want it. Live a little bit. It's Christmas. You should do this. Oh, okay, thanks. I've got crumbs all over my hair. So here's the deal. You have to commit to this fully, 100% full out, just like I did. The person who tried to shame you will probably never shame you again. You'll have gotten crumbs all over their floor. You'll be the life of the party. You will have enjoyed just as much sweetness and pleasure and fun as if you had eaten that cookie. No, you will have experienced way more pleasure and fun and sweetness in your body than if you had eaten the cookie. I'm telling you, I feel alive right now, I feel zany, I feel foolish, I feel ridiculous, and I feel the sweetness of the holiday season, and I didn't need to eat the cookie. I just needed to play. So go out there, find your laughter, find your mirth, find your joy in authentic ways that are good for your body, that are good for your energy, and have fun with making a joyful noise. I hope this serves you. Oh, nom 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 nom.